Happy Diwali, everyone. And with Diwali, there's a special grace in the air at this time, more than just a time to be together and have a good time. There's also a deeper sense of joy that we can feel, of love, of blessing and generosity. And we can feel that in some way, whether we have a name for it or not. And this year, that may have a slightly different format for some of us, perhaps more time at home, perhaps fewer members celebrating, and perhaps also we're feeling more inward, more introspective, asking inner questions. What is true? What is truth? What are lasting values? And so too is a blessing in this way. Diwali is the festival of divine light, of the descent of that light, the return of that light. But really that light has always been with us, but we perhaps have not been able to see it. Krishna says, whenever Dharma is on the decrease and Adharma is ascending, I will incarnate and as an avatar to help lift humanity. And here in this time also our own line of avatars have come to help us. And they make us a further promise. They say, if we practice Kriya faithfully and regularly, we will achieve self-realization. Yogananda ji said that if you persevere on the spiritual path till the end, that I or one of these avatars will be there to guide you through to the other side. And he also said, Yogananda ji also said, that this world is all a motion picture projection of God's mind. Someday He will show you His light transforming itself into this terrible cosmic motion picture of life and death. You will laugh at the unreality of His light and shadow creation. You will know then that He has created everything out of His light, and that only the light is real. We must firmly shake ourselves out of this dream delusion to realize that we are rays of that immortal light. At Diwali, one might light many diyas with the same flame. And that flame does not get any smaller because we've lit all those diyas. In fact, the light multiplies as a result of that. And it's the same with God's light, with God's love. The more that we share that light and love with others, they share it with others still. And the amount of light in this world keeps multiplying beyond our imagination. And so let us be humble channels of God's light in this world. We're children of that light. And when we give God our love, when we feel His love in return and share it with others, then it will only become deeper in our own selves. And that's my wish for all of you today.
Happy Diwali, great souls. So nice to keep this tradition of spending Diwali morning together. It's unusual to have a satsang on Saturday and Sunday morning, but here we are on Diwali morning. I can feel all of your presence, like we always spend Diwali morning together. So I was thinking about Lord Rama and the Ramayana and even the Mahabharata, the great epics of India, how it looks for a time like the darkness is going to win this battle between darkness and light. And Rama and Sita and Lakshman get banished to the forest, and we think, how is it that this is possible? That such great souls have to go through such a hardship. And then, of course, there's the battle, and Sita gets kidnapped, and a little out of order. Sita gets kidnapped, then there's the battle. But it doesn't look good for part of that battle. It doesn't really look like Rama's going to win. And isn't that sort of the same, even we can think of these times right now? We have no idea exactly what Divine Mother has planned for all of us in the shorter term or longer term with this, with the virus and with different things happening on the material plane. And maybe some of us might be tempted to get discouraged that maybe darkness is going to win this battle, but it would not be possible. With God in charge, the light will always emerge victorious. And, you know, we may look at some friends that have, or ourselves that have gotten ill, or loved ones that have passed, or our material security situation has changed, or, you know, even a Gurubai friend of ours got attacked by a dog last night. So many strange things are happening. But underneath it all, for those of us that, like Ram and Sita and Lakshman and Hanuman, that keep God in their heart always, we always feel the presence of the divine guiding the show, guiding the drama, as Keshava was talking about. And as we focus on the light instead of the material plane, we focus on God's presence, on Divine Mother's love that stays no matter what's going on in the world, then our awareness expands, our consciousness is uplifted, the vibration lifts, and just like Ram and Sita and the Ramayana, you know, Yata Dharma Tata Jaya. You know, where there is Dharma, there will be victory. And so what is our Dharma? Our Dharma is to uplift our consciousness, to expand our awareness in God's light. That's our job. We have so many other little details of our lives, but if we take care of that one overarching Dharma of expanding our awareness, opening our heart in love, looking for the light in every situation, we also, of course, will emerge victorious. In the ocean, like if any of you have ever dove down into the ocean or scuba dived or anything, you notice that the sunlight is very bright on the top of the water, but as you go down it gets dimmer and dimmer. And of course you can imagine in the ocean deeps there's no light at all. And it's sort of like if we turn away from our focus and our awareness of light, our world becomes darker. It's a very apt illustration of what happens with us if we lose that focus on the light and we start just focusing on the material concerns that we have and what we're attached to, what we want that we're not getting, how we wish things were different right now. We look at somebody else doing better than us. Why do they have good luck? Why do I have bad luck? Or we judge others. Anything that just pulls our awareness away from the light, we will suffer. And so, just like the great ones who have fought the battle in front of us, it is a daily battle. Where am I looking right now? Am I focused on the light? Am I focused on God's peace? Do I feel that still presence within me that I felt this morning in meditation, can I carry it with me? Because Maya has long had her grips on us. And, we've gone through these cycles of death and rebirth so many times. And I think if we're even on this spiritual path now, it's because our soul has said, enough. I just want to be with God. I just want to merge in the light. I just want to feel divine love within me and all around me now. So once we start meditating and are steadfast on the spiritual path, and just like Keshava said, perseverance will free you. That's what Master said. We need to persevere through everything that's happening right now. Never lose that very good habit of meditation that helps to remind us of our true reality. And we want to just turn the searchlight of our senses from always looking at what's the drama outside to turn inside. Let me hear the inner sounds. Let me look for the inner light. Let me not look outside at what's glittering, what Maya promises with these lights, with all this glitter. She promises happiness. She promises security. But does she ever deliver? No. Not in the long run. So that's our job. And the more we turn those searchlight of our senses inward, the more we feel God's presence, the more we love God, and our devotion increases, our consciousness expands, and with that, we draw God's grace. And God's grace comes in so many forms. And the greatest gift that God can give us is the gift of a guru, that relationship of a divine soul that will take us all the way to God. And it's sort of in that spirit that Swami Kriyananda wrote this ceremony we're going to do right now called the Festival of Light. That together we join our hearts and minds and thank God for the grace that He has given us in coming down in the form of the avatar, in the form of the Guru, and how we can be grateful and attune ourselves to those gurus, to the Guru within ourselves, so that we receive more and more and more light at this time, and we can be channels of that light. What better gift can we give our friends, our family, our loved ones, and above all ourselves at this Diwali?